So I'm 23, I'm from the UK, I run a YouTube channel called Wi-Fi Uni with 25,000 subscribers, and it makes me around $2,000 a month. And in the entire time I've been running it, nobody watching has seen my face once. Not a single video has me on camera. Nobody knows what I look like. And today, I want to explain exactly how that works, why I chose to do it this way, and why I think the faceless model is actually a better fit for the kind of channel I wanted to build than showing my face ever would have been. Please excuse this AI slap voice. I promise the value in this video is worth it. And before I get into it, I want to say something quickly, because I think it's important, which is that I'm not one of those people who's going to tell you I make 10 grand a month, or that this happened overnight, or that it was easy, because none of those things are true. And I think the reason most videos about making money on YouTube feel a bit hollow is that they present the current state without being honest about the 2 years of consistent work that got there. So I'm going to try and give you the real version. So the channel is called Wi-Fi Uni, and the idea behind the name is that this is the education you get from your Wi-Fi connection, the stuff nobody taught you in school, how to actually build something real online. And the niche is AI tools and making money online. So tutorials, explainers, breakdowns of methods and tools that people are using to generate income, and I post every other day. And the reason I picked this niche specifically wasn't just because I was interested in it, although I am. It was because I could see that there was already a whole ecosystem of companies paying creators in this space to talk about their products. And I figured if I built an audience of people interested in AI and making money online, those companies would eventually want to reach that audience through me. And that's exactly what happened. That thinking comes from something pretty old, actually. The idea of selling shovels in a gold rush, where the people who got rich during the California gold rush weren't the miners. They were the people selling equipment to the miners, because those things sold regardless of whether anyone found gold. And I looked at the whole AI side hustle space and thought, everyone's a miner here. Everyone's scrambling around trying to strike it with the latest tool or method. So what if I just sold the shovels? What if I became the channel that explains it all clearly to the people trying to figure it out? Now, the faceless part, and this is the bit people always ask about first. I made a deliberate decision before I posted a single video that I wasn't going to be on camera. And the reasons were both practical and strategic, and I think both are worth explaining. The practical reason is just that the faceless format makes everything faster and leaner. Like, there's no camera to set up, no lighting to sort out, no spending an hour doing takes because I keep stumbling over a word. I just script the video, run it through an AI voiceover tool, edit it, upload it, and move on. And because the whole process is leaner, I can post more consistently. And consistency is probably the single biggest factor in why the channel grew the way it did. The strategic reason is that I wanted the channel to be about the information, not about me. And what I mean by that is if you build a channel around your personality and your face, then the channel is dependent on you showing up and performing every single time. And if you want to eventually step back from it or scale it or sell it, the personal brand is a liability, not an asset. Whereas a faceless channel built around a niche and a consistent format is more like a media operation. It has value independent of any one person, and I like that from the start. And practically speaking, for this type of content, tutorials and explainers and how-to videos, the viewer genuinely doesn't need to see my face. They need the information to be clear and well presented. And a good AI voiceover over clean visuals does that job perfectly well. And I think viewers in this niche are pragmatic enough to not care. They're there for the information. And if the information is good, the voice is just the delivery mechanism. So let me talk about the money. And I want to break this down properly, rather than just saying $2,000 a month and leaving it there, because I think the breakdown is actually the interesting part. The majority of the income is sponsors, companies making AI tools who find the channel and email me asking to be featured in a video. And I get paid somewhere between $100 and $200 per sponsored video. And the reason this works so well at my size is that my audience is incredibly specific. Everyone watching is interested in AI and making money online, and that's exactly who these companies want to reach. And the small, specific audience is worth more to the right advertiser than a much larger general audience because the match between my viewers and their product is so clean. I started getting sponsor emails around the 1,000 subscriber mark, which surprised me at the time. I genuinely thought I'd need to be much bigger before anyone cared, but that's not how it works. What matters is whether your audience is the right audience for the product, and mine was from pretty early on. Then there's affiliate links, which bring in around $200 a month. And these are tools I genuinely recommend in my videos that pay me a cut when someone signs up through my link. And the beauty of this is that it's passive. The link sits in the description of every relevant video I've ever made, including ones from a year ago, and they just keep quietly earning without me having to do anything. And that passive layer only exists because of the volume of consistent posting over 2 years. AdSense is around $100 a month, which I know sounds low, and it is, but AdSense at my view count just isn't that significant, and I think people have unrealistic expectations of it when they start. It's a nice bonus rather than a business model. And then most recently, I launched a school community with 3 tiers, $10 a month for the standard plan, $15 for premium, which includes a full YouTube course, and $50 for VIP, which includes the complete breakdown of exactly how I built Wi-Fi Uni. And that's adding recurring revenue on top of everything else, which compounds month on month rather than resetting. And only 3 people have churned since I launched it, which tells me the value is landing. The growth story is one I want to be honest about because I think people deserve to hear it properly. The first several months were slow, and I mean properly slow. Videos sitting at 50, 60, 80 views for weeks, putting in real time every other day and watching the numbers barely move. And there's a specific feeling that comes with that, where you start wondering whether the whole thing is a mistake, whether the niche is wrong, whether you're just not good enough at this. And I think most people who try to build a YouTube channel quit somewhere in this phase, because from the outside, it looks exactly the same as if everything you're doing is wrong. But what I understood, or at least what I kept telling myself, is that YouTube in those early months isn't rewarding you, it's watching you. It's building a picture of what your channel is and who it's for, and whether you're going to stick around. And that process just takes time. And the only thing that speeds it up is consistent posting. So I kept going. Every other day. Don't obsess over the numbers. Do the next one. And around 6 or 7 months in, one video started doing different numbers to everything else. More impressions, better click-through, people actually watching the whole thing. And YouTube pushed it. And because I had months of consistent content behind it, people had somewhere to go after that first video. And the channel started moving properly from there. Subscribers going up week on week, more videos finding their audiences, the sponsor emails getting more frequent, and it started feeling like something real. 2 years later, 25,000 subscribers, $2,000 a month, multiple income streams, a school community that's just getting started, and nobody watching has ever seen my face. And I think the thing I'd want someone to take from this is that the faceless model isn't a limitation or a workaround. It's actually a genuinely good way to build a YouTube channel if the content is educational and the niche is right. Because the face was never the point. The information was always the point, and the information stands on its own just fine without it. If you want more direct help building something like this, I do have the school community linked in the description. There's one-to-one feedback available depending on which tier you join, no pressure at all. Cheers for watching.